To the channel. It's Touchdown Addict, and today we're going to be doing my final mock draft. And so this is actually going to be predictive. It's going to be what I think each team is going to do in that position. There's not going to be any trades, I don't think, in this one. And so, yeah, let's just hop right into it. Fernando Mendoza, don't even spend any time on it. They're going to draft him. For the Jets at pick 2, Arvell Reese or David Bailey have both been. It's going to be one of those two. I really believe it. David Bailey's been rumored a lot, like he's going to go there, but they declined to do his top 30 visit, which is like maybe they already knew everything they needed to know about him, and so they didn't want to waste it on bringing them in. But that just feels weird to me. Like I don't know. So I think it's going to be Arvell Reese. Um, for pick 3, I don't think the Cardinals are going offensive line here. I just don't. Um, yeah, I think they're gonna go David Bailey or Arvell Reese, whichever one's there. For the Titans at 4, um, I think it's Jeremiah Love. People are gonna say, they're not ready for a running back. Like they need other pieces to succeed. That's true, but I know Robert Saleh is gonna maximize that offense. I mean, sorry, the defense. And so let's give Cam Ward some help. He's a weapon. He can play in the slot as receiver. He's really talented. So Jeremiah is my pick here, and I think that's what they're gonna do. At pick 5, I got Caleb Downs. It's really between. I think for their first pick, they're gonna go defense. They're gonna go whichever defensive player they like more out of Downs or Sonny Styles, and I just think Downs is the better player. And so I think I heard some. I don't know if it's smoke that maybe they weren't in love with Sonny Styles. So we'll see. But I just think John Harbaugh knows what having a great safety can do for a team. And so, yeah, Caleb Downs. Pick 6. I think this isn't going to be the sexy pick, but I think they're going to go Francis Mauigoa. I think if he goes at 3, they'll pick Carnell Tate. But I just think that he's the best offensive line prospect, in my opinion. And so, get him at 6. You can move up for a receiver if you need. I believe they have a lot of picks. So, yeah, let's just get the good tackle, get your tackle out of the way. And even if they need a left tackle, I think that Francis Mauigoa can play that. We'll have to see, though. For pick 7, that's gonna be Sonny Styles for me. Sonny Styles has been linked to Washington. I've heard that they actually really like Sonny Styles. I also heard they really like Carnell Tate, but I think in this one they're gonna prioritize just their defense. I know they don't have a lot of wide receivers, but I think they can get one in the draft later on, and so I'm gonna guess that they're gonna go Sonny Styles there. And then for pick 8, I'm gonna have Carnell Tate. You get another Ohio State receiver to pair with Chris Olave. Really talented. I think Jordan Tyson is the best receiver in this class, but I think Carnell Tate is has the greatest floor. But yeah, with the Chiefs at 9, I think they're gonna go Ruben Bain. I think this is how I believe the board will fall. I'm a Chiefs fan. I'd love to see us get Bain, but I genuinely think it's a real possibility that Bain falls here, just because his short arms. Really, everyone loves him. Everyone thinks has a great motor. Everyone's in love with his strength, but they're worried about his short arms, and it's a real concern. But sometimes you just got to take a chance on a player, and you just see the way he plays, and you're like, all right, I'm willing to take a chance on that. For pick 10, I got Jordan Tyson. They're gonna go Jordan Tyson this year. He's been linked to the Giants. I feels like all the way back from the combine, but yeah, now that they got 2 picks, they're happy to spend one on offense right there. For Miami, I got Mansour Delane. Need corner help. I mean, I couldn't even name you a corner, to be honest, and no disrespect, but yeah, I don't even know a corner in that room, and so they're gonna need one. For the Cowboys, I think this is really interesting. I think if this is how the board falls for them, they're gonna go McCoy. He's my favorite corner in the draft. I genuinely believe he's just a great player. I'd love for the Chiefs for Gerard McCoy to somehow fall to the Chiefs where they could move up, but I don't see it happening. There's some concerns about his knee. Those are real, and so we'll have to see if that drops him at all. But for pick 13. This is one of my favorite matches. The Rams getting Makai Lemon. I do like the Rams. I'm a fan of I just think I like how they play, you know. And so I think they just need one more wide receiver and they're there. I genuinely believe if they got Makai Lemon, like they're going to the Super Bowl for the NFC. And so, I mean, they're going all in, so you would hope so. But yeah, this is that I think if that's our dream scenario, getting Makai Lemon at 13. At pick 14, I'm gonna go Spencer Fano here. I think the Ravens, they're gonna want to protect Lamar, and Spencer Fano is projected to play tackle or guard, so he can kick in at guard, and I think he's just. I like Ioane, but I just feel like he's not the type of player that Baltimore really loves to pick. Um, because I believe they got one of the Bears GM. So yeah, I think that's what they'll do. I think they're gonna prioritize offense. Maybe it's Ioane, but that's gonna be my pick there. I think at 15 they're gonna go Akeem Mesidor for the Bucks. He's older. That's the only big deal. He's really special. I mean, he did get to play opposite side of Ruben Bain, so that definitely helped him get more sacks. But he had 11 and a half sacks. That was more than Bain this past season. He's just really old, and so it's just a team willing to take a chance on that. I don't know if I love it for the Bucks because I think that you probably want someone younger to fit your timeline, but that's where I think they're gonna go. Pick 16. Honestly, Concepcion. No, probably. I think they're gonna go Omar Cooper Jr. I think Omar Cooper Jr. is the fourth best receiver in this class. I just think the Jets are willing to take more of a chance on him than Casey Concepcion. I mean, Concepcion's a great receiver, and a lot through I've seen like the media, he's just a good guy. But I just think that they like Omar Cooper better. For pick 17, I heard a rumor, could be true, could be not, that if Caden Proctor was there at 17, the Lions were going to draft him. I mean, so he has phenomenal size. He just has like the size, like the perfect size for an offensive tackle, but he's just super inconsistent there. And so we'll see what happens with the Lions, but I think I heard that Caden Proctor would be there at pick 17, so that's why we're going there. This is the easiest pick for me if this is how the board falls. That's Thieneman to the Vikings. This is also one of my favorite fits. I just think they need safety help, and Dylan Thieneman's actually a really good athlete. People had concerns about that, but at the combine he showed out, and so I think if that's your biggest issue, go up and you don't even have to go up and get him in this scenario, but I just love this fit for them. Another fit I really like is Kenyon Sadiq to the Panthers. Yes, Panthers need help, but they help at receiver, but they've invested a bunch into receiver over the last couple of years, and Tedero McMillan's really the only one that has really stood out to me. So I think Kenyon Sadiq is another weapon. He blocks well. You need tight end. There you go. Perfect fit. The Cowboys, in my head, the Cowboys are taking the best defensive player left, and I think for them that's going to be Kedrick Falk. Falk gets too much hate in my opinion. He needs a little work. He didn't have many sacks over the last edge, but I've heard that the Auburn defensive system was pretty bad, and so I'm willing to bet that with the right coaching, he'll be able to become someone who you can consist on to get 7 to 8 sacks each year and be a monster on the run defense because that's his specialty. Okay, the Steelers, I really struggle here, but I think that if Ioane's here, they're going to go ahead and draft him. I think Aaron Rodgers is coming back. It's still kind of an unknown. I'm sure Pittsburgh has an idea which way he's leaning, and so they'll be able to be informed during the draft process, but we don't know we don't know anything right now. So pick 21, I'm going to have Ioane. I'm sure the Chargers don't like that, but I think they're gonna go Peter Woods. Peter Woods has fallen a lot, due to his poor senior season. But I think if you just watch the tape, they changed systems at Clemson, and I think it just really hurt him. So I think he still has all that potential, and I'm willing to bet on that. And I think the Chargers they need D line help, and so they're just gonna go best D end defensive lineman available. Okay, the Eagles is interesting because it sounds like AJ Brown is actually getting traded to the Patriots. So they have Hollywood Brown, they have Wicks, they just traded for. Um, they have Devontae Smith, of course. So I think they're willing to be like, okay, we have the receivers, we have receivers to compete. Let's go somewhere else. And I think Monroe Feeling is the perfect fit for them. Um, he's very athletic. He has great size. It's just about more like getting consistency, and just getting that technique down. And so, who better to help than the Eagles? Who I don't know something. I thought Stoutland. I believe that's the name of the like one of the greatest offensive line coach in NFL history. I can't remember if he stepped down or not, but I think he's just stepped out of his current role and was more of like I don't know. He's in a weird role with the Eagles, but he's still there. So I still have faith um, that they can help develop Monroe Feeling. And if you're the Browns, you're probably not happy. But Caleb Lomu's still there. He's solid. He doesn't have the highest floor, but he's a solid left tackle. He's played left tackle quite a bit in college, and so. I believe that if Caleb Lomo's there, they're going to be like, all right, he's a good enough player. Maybe even trade down and try to get him. But I think, yeah, maybe also some of these players may not go exactly where I'm saying, but to the team, maybe they jump up for him. I could see that happening. But yeah, that's why I love the draft, only 2 days away. And so the Bears. I like Kaden McDonald for the Bears. I think they're just going to want someone to shore up the run. They had terrible run defense last year. And so I just think that being able to stop the run needs to be a priority for them. And so they're going to go Kenny McDonald, run stuffer from Ohio State. Buffalo Bills at 26. I think they're going to go receiver. Oh, no, they just traded for DJ Moore. Not just, but a while back. I really do like Caleb Banks here. I worry about his foot injury. We're going to go. Yeah, we're going to go. Let's go Emmanuel McNeil Warren. No. Yeah, let's go Emmanuel McNeil Warren. They have some safety help, but they could use a little bit more. And honestly, he might be best player available. Avion Terrell I like a lot, but I just don't think that they're really looking corner here. 49ers, I think if Casey Concepcion's there, they're going to pick him. Pretty simple. They need wide receiver help, and so they're just going to go for him. He's actually, I thought he was just a speed guy, but he actually offers quite a bit in just route running and different abilities like that. And so he needs to work on his hands a little bit, but yeah, Kevin Concepcion, KC is what most people call him, but pretty cool story. And so I would encourage you to go check that out. Pick 28. I'm going to go. I don't think Caleb Banks makes it into the first round. I'm gonna go TJ Parker here. Yes, they have a nasty pass rush. But you can never have too much there. And so TJ Parker, um, he'll just you have a great pass rush, but eventually you're gonna have to pay those guys. TJ Parker, he did have a down year, but I believe he can be a really good starter. He just needs to be taught the right way, and there's no better system to learn than from Will Anderson, who just got paid. Oh, Will Anderson did just get paid. Well, maybe they go Caleb Banks there, but for now we're just going to stick with TJ Parker. Kansas City Chiefs. I'm gonna have them going Avion Terrell, kind of like a McDuffie. Can hopefully just fill the McDuffie role. He's probably not going to be as good as McDuffie. McDuffie was an all-star, so but if he could be just 80% of that and hold it down, I think that'd be really cool. I think we may even go for a corner in round 3 or even next round. I wouldn't be surprised. And so, yeah, Avion Terrell. For Miami, who do I have Miami taking? Mansour Delane. All right. I'm gonna go Denzel Boston here. You can't go into the season having your number one wide receiver Denzel Washington. I believe it's did I say Denzel Washington? Oh gosh, I can't remember his name. But maybe it's Parker Washington. You can't do it. So Denzel Boston. They need a wide receiver. He's the best wide receiver available. Simple as that. New England Patriots are getting AJ Brown, it sounds like. So that's kind of exciting for them. I'm gonna go Colton Hood. They have Gonzalez there, and their cornerbacks are pretty solid still, but I think that Colton Hood is an upgrade over those guys personally. And so yeah, he's a good fit. I liked watching his tape out of Tennessee. Yeah. Pick 32, the Seahawks. I've been seeing Jadarian Price go here a lot, and but I don't know if I love that because he's even look, he's not rated super highly. I get it, he's the neck. There's a big drop off from Love and Price and everybody else, but I just don't think that's where they're gonna go. I actually like Cassius Howell here. I feel like they need help at edge, and yes, he has really short arms, but I just think that in the Seahawks defense, there's just so much to worry about. He could have a really easy time succeeding. So yeah, that's gonna be all. Here's a little recap for you. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider subscribing. And yeah, thank you.